that will take us over to the UK. And in the UK, we had Jack Rafferty and Mark Chamberlain. Now, this was leg 2 of the 3-fight parlay, and this is the one that was close and had its chances but ruined the 111-1 shot. We had Rafferty to win this fight, plus 275 by knockout. This fight winds up being a draw. But another good fight, very good fight, very well matched. Two domestic class level fighters. Both have their flaws. I thought, not taking anything away, but we're both basic, and that's what made it such a good fight. I saw nothing but really 1-2s by both of these guys. Missing maybe the hook behind it or some combinations. But in the end, what heart by both of them. Chamberlain using his height and his length, trying to catch him on the way in. Rafferty, the shorter guy, pressuring, coming forward all night. Winds up being a draw. What'd you think of the scorecard? What'd you think of this fight overall?
I thought Chamberlain probably eked it out. I'm not arguing with the draw. I'm not. It's a hell of a fight, by the way. Could be fight of the year. I thought Chamberlain might have eked it out 115, 114. I think one of the judges added that. And then the other two, as you said, they added 114, 114, creating a majority draw. But, it should be a rematch. Like I said, candidate for fight of the year. Here's the thing with this fight. Chamberlain was coming off of his first loss, right, Bud? He was coming off his first loss.
Two fights ago,
to Padley. We were there in Saudi Arabia, right? It was 2 fights ago.
It was a Saudi card, yep.
Yeah, and he was a huge favorite in that fight. Undefeated, big favorite. He lost. But he lost to a kid that was a real difficult style, Padley. Padley wound up getting a big fight after that with Shakur Stevenson. But Padley moves, he darts in and out. He is one of those guys that you can't look good with, very hard to look good with, and sometimes hard to beat. And I think Chamberlain got caught by surprise a little, taking nothing away from Padley, but he didn't really expect what he got. It was really quick notice. It was like 1 day, 2 day notice. And Padley, I think, caught him by surprise. I don't think he was ready psychologically for that fight or technically for that fight, the kind of fight it was. He was chasing after a guy that was a counterpuncher, and it wasn't the right style for him. It was, and again, I'm taking nothing away from Padley. He fought a magnificent fight, pulled off an upset, and got himself, a title fight after that, a big fight against Shakur Stevenson after that, I should say. But to go off of that fight with Chamberlain would throw you off a little bit because his stock would drop because he got dropped in that fight. He lost decisively, even though the judges made it closer than it really should have been. And that's why I was worried about this one fight on the parlay ticket, even though I went the way I went. I went with Rafferty. I thought he would win the fight. But I was saying to myself, you can't take him off of the Padley fight because in the Padley fight, he was fighting a guy that was completely wrong for his style. In the Rafferty fight, even though Rafferty's undefeated, even though he's a better puncher than Padley, he's a more physical guy than Padley, all that stuff, he's right in front of you. And he's coming at you the same way. And this is a fight that's going to suit Chamberlain better. And to your point, that's going to suit both guys. And it did. And it made for, most styles make fights. It made for a great fight. And it came down to Chamberlain. He had the right fight plan. So did Rafferty. Both guys did. Both guys, maybe that's why it was a draw. Rafferty used his length, his height. He punched, not Rafferty, I'm sorry, Chamberlain. He used his length, his long arms, his height. He kept Rafferty on the outside for the most part. That was his game plan. Punch before Rafferty gets close. I've been in fights with fighters where that was my game plan. And it was the whole fight. You gotta punch at the right time. You gotta punch before the guy closes the gap. Before he gets over that invisible line. There's an invisible line. And before he crosses that line in the gym, every day in the gym, every day I would say, before he crosses that line, you got to let your punches go. Once he crosses that line, he's in his territory. He's going to be at the, he's going to be where he needs to be, where he has an advantage. That was the fight. Chamberlain, when he got his arms off, his hands off at the right distance, he did good. And you know where he did better than Rafferty? He put punches together better than Rafferty. He did. He strung together 3, 4, 5 punches and at the right distance. But then Rafferty started closing the distance. And I always talk about geography, right, bud? Always talk about geography. Once he got his geography, Rafferty, which was in close, where he could use his physicality and go to the body, well, he had his rounds. And then when Rafferty was not able to get in close fast enough, Chamberlain had his rounds where he extended those hands and kept them on the outside. It became a great fight and a battle of wills. And attrition. Man, you had to be in good shape for this fight. Rafferty started getting close. He started coming on. He started looking like he was going to take control of the fight. You started ordering stuff, you started looking at that ticket and that payoff, and Rafferty was coming on. You started doing a few orders, wherever what is that? Amazon. You started ordering a little bit, saying, okay, we got this extra money coming in here. And then, of course, what did Chamberlain do? He dug down. And every time he got threatened by Rafferty, where it looked like Rafferty was going to take over, Chamberlain just rose up. And that's what made it so great. He just rose up. He just dug down, and he started getting off those combinations. And it was a hell of a fight. It was back and forth. Again, if Rafferty made a mistake, if I put my trainer's hat on here, if Rafferty made a mistake, it was when he did get close. He went back out. He didn't stay there. He needed to stay there. Like, make him freaking get an army to get me out of here. I ain't leaving. I'm staying here. And he didn't stay there. He would throw and then he'd go back out, and then the long arms of Chamberlain could find him. A lot of heart shown by both guys. I never want to say especially by, but I'm going to say it, especially by Chamberlain, the underdog. Like I said, when Rafferty started getting in close and looked like he was starting to take control of the fight, Chamberlain he went to another place. He dug down. He let his hands go. It was a hell of a fight. Chamberlain's a southpaw, by the way. But I don't think the southpaw mattered in this fight because it was just a straight-up fight. It wasn't like Chamberlain was being slick, being a southpaw, moving to the side, it was just straight on. Where the southpaw really didn't make a difference. It really didn't. It was just a matter of who got close and who kept the guy a little further. At the end of the day, it was pretty even. And that's why it was a draw.